National Football League on EA Sports. And we've got a showdown in the NFC East. It's the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys. Next on Madden Football. 20 miles west of downtown Dallas. One of the league's grand settings. AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Good to be with you, Mike Tirico, Greg Olson here in the booth. Greg, we got a couple of teams who love to throw the football. You know how guys say, hey, we're not going against the other offense, we're going against the other team's defense. Greg, these star wide receivers, you know they're watching what the other guy does on the field here today.
Oh, in their minds, there's no question. They are competing against one another. And I think that's what makes this league so fun is when these guys, they know each other, they study each other, they work together in the off seasons. A lot of times they're friends. Come game day, there is no question. At the end of this one, yes, they want their teams to win, but when they put their two box scores up next to each other, there's going to be some bragging rights coming this offseason.
It's Jake Elliott, ready to get this one picked up. And off we go from spectacular AT&T Stadium. And the drive will begin at the 30-yard line. So that Cowboy offense takes the field, ready to go to work for the first time. They are led out by their quarterback, Dak Prescott.
He spent a lot of time, Mike, over these last couple of days speaking to the media, and the thing that jumped out to me was just how confident he was in his team's preparation ahead of today's game. Now, only time will tell or not whether it makes a difference, but if his confidence is any indication of how they're going to perform, this could be a tough team to beat.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. First carry now for Rico Dowdle. And he'll manage to get to the 33. Kobe D in on the tackle. Second and 7. Operating from the gun. Here's Dak. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Just seems like another case of predetermining where the quarterback is going to go with the ball. He had a lot of good route options on that last concept. I think if he just remains a little bit more patient, read the play out, let it unfold, will lead to some easier and better completions.
He'll try and get there on the ground. 10 yards on the scramble there. And he picks up the first down.
And here's a great example of why the pass rush on third down, that it's critical it gets home. In this case, they're not able to get to the quarterback. He has extra time to not only escape the pocket, but to turn into a runner and pick up the first down.
Now, Dowdle. He'll be brought down after the short pickup to the 45. Look him up on a second down and 8. From the shotgun, it's Dak. He's got a man. It's CD Lamb. And the work is close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
This is a great example here of just not getting too complicated as an offensive coordinator. Who's one of your best players on the field and how do you get the ball in his hands?
3rd and a yard. On the ground, it's Dowler. And he will have the Cowboys first down. They're able to give her a 3rd and short, picking up 4.
Really just the same approach that an offense would take on a quarterback sneak, Mike. You don't necessarily have to sprint them for a huge gain. Can you buy just enough space up front to pick up 1 yard? That's exactly what they did. Pick up the first down.
And they're going to get to him and take him down, take him back to the other side of midfield.
If you're going to take a sack, you just can't add to it by taking such a massive loss on top of it. Understand when the pocket breaks down, move up, cut your losses. Now, not only do you lose that down, but now you face a big uphill battle if you want to extend this drive.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. Dak to throw. Taking off.
Initially, Mike, a really good job by the defense. Nowhere to go with the ball for this quarterback. He's forced to pull it down and turn into a runner. A little slow reaction, and he's able to actually pick up a pretty good game.
Ninth play of this opening drive, trying to keep it going here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Prescott. Oh, down again the 2nd time with a sack on this opening drive.
This defensive line clearly has a beat on this offense. They've got to find a way to settle their pass protections. If they want to be able to get their quarterback in any sort of established rhythm and timing going forward, they're going to have to do a lot better job protecting them early in this game. That's already 2 sacks allowed.
On 4th down, the veteran Brian Anger onto punt for Dallas. Burton Covey deep for the Eagles. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. So the Philadelphia offense set to take over for the first time, and leading them out, their quarterback, it's Jalen Hurts.
If he's going to lead his team to a win, he has to be smart with his decision-making. The last thing you want to do is give the opposing team an extra possession solely because you got reckless with the ball. As long as he is calculated with those risks, I think they have a good chance today coming out on top.
The break the huddle coming up now for 1st and 10. Right to the air, it's Hurts. That's complete to his big tight end, Dallas Cowboys. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
As a route runner, once you identify zone coverage like they were playing here, the key is find open space and stay in it. He did a nice job here because that was not a big hole. Quarterback had to put a little extra on that one, and they were able to make the completion.
Now Jalen Hurts on 2nd down. He finds Devontae Smith. And he'll be brought down, but not before they get this all the way up near midfield.
They've done a nice job spreading the ball around. Make the defense have to account for as many different weapons as possible here early. But think back to our conversation with this coaching staff, Mike. They identified this guy as someone they needed to get involved early and often, so that might be his first target. I don't think it's going to be his last.
First carry for Saquon Barkley. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
This is how you draw up your opening possession when you're on the road. The longer the drive goes, the quieter the crowd gets. Continue to mix in that run game. Let's see if they can finish off by putting this ball in the end zone.
Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. Now he'll run. And he's all the way down to the 15-yard line.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life. His speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on the big scramble. He was able to pick up the first down and keep the drive alive.
On 1st down, it's Hurts. That's going to be intercepted in the end zone. Picked up by Deron Bryant.
So you find yourself entering the red zone. Now, it's hard to not start envisioning scoring a touchdown. Well, that interception, it changes everything. This is a huge missed opportunity. You have to capitalize and find a way to hang 6 on the defense.
The Cowboys offense ready to get going with their 2nd possession. They'll search for the first point of this game as they begin the drive on 1st and 10. They'll run without it. And he'll get 4 here up to the 24-yard line. Here's the 2nd and 6. Cooks going in motion. 2nd down, Prescott. Pass pulled in by Vaughn. A very nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. Gains nothing.
What an advantage it brings a defense when you have cornerbacks that are such willing tacklers. It just brings an extra element to the ability to defend the entire field. And this is a great example here why.
On 3rd down, Prescott. Here's a screen coming for Dowdle. And this is not what they were hoping for. He is out of bounds, well short of the line to gain. And that's going to bring that 4th down.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in the top 3rd down situation, and now it brings up 4th down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
Back deep for the Eagles, Britton Covey. And it's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Eagles offense about ready to get going on their 2nd possession. They were able to move the ball the first time, but came away with nothing. So they try to get in this scoreless game and get going with 1st and 10. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Hurts. Gonna call his own number. He'll dodge one would-be tackler. And will wind up getting a nice gain of 6 on the play.
Good decision by the quarterback. In this situation, all you're looking to do is have a positive play. He decides to pull it, and that's exactly what he's able to do.
They'll work now on 2nd and 4. A pistol snap back to Hurts. That's caught by Smith on the right side. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Running from the pistol with Barkley. Angling to the sideline, inside the 35. A big run, they finally get to him and bring him down.
Wow, I mean, he's going to be disappointed he wasn't able to take that all the way, but that's still a heck of a run. In the end, after a good tackle to save the touchdown, they're still going to be set up with 1st and goal.
A couple of big plays, one after the other, and now it's 1st and goal. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. And he will fight his way to the end zone. Jalen Hurts. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
And this is what good offenses in the NFL do, Mike. It's the ability to bounce back, even if the onset of the game doesn't go exactly according to plan. Everybody wants to take their opening possession and go down there and come away with a touchdown. But it's not always going to be perfect. You turn it over on possession 1. What are you going to do in response on possession 2? Well, we just got our answer, and they took it down for 6.
Jake Elliott now for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Eagles will take a 7-0 lead. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. Cavante Turpin on the return. And he's brought down right at the 35-yard line. The Cowboys offense ready to see what they can do. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with a 1st down. To throw is Prescott. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
He's just unable to secure the catch through the contact. And really nice job timing that hit up by the defense. And at this point, all you can do is get up, get back in the huddle, and hope your quarterback gives you another shot.
He'll find his tight end. That's Jake Ferguson. He'll be taken down, but it takes them across midfield down to the 40-yard line.
And if he's late with that throw, Mike, there's a really good chance a defender could have made a play on it. But he does a beautiful job. He puts the ball out in front of his shoulder, leads the receiver, and allows him to get upfield and pick up the first down.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. Here's Prescott. That's to Ferguson once again. And they bring him down, but not until they get inside the 30-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And there wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there. You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
To the air again. Prescott. Catch is made. That is Schoonmaker.
The drag route. We used to say this is day one install. Every single offense in the NFL has this sort of route, especially for the tight end position. And depending on the speed and the run after catch ability of the tight end, sometimes it can lead to some of the biggest gains.
Third and short. Prescott. He's got a receiver, and that's Lamb. Give him a dozen yards on that one and give them 1st and goal.
I love the way the ball's been moving around to different guys this drive, Mike. I mean, it really keeps the defense guessing and off balance. And now, this defense is going to have to figure out how to keep this offense out of the end zone because it's 1st and goal.
They'll have to go the full 10 yards. It's 1st and goal. Here's a run. They'll come up with nothing there. Fortunate just to get back to the line. And then a set up 2nd and goal.
These edge rushers, they are judged by their sack totals, Mike. They love to rush the passer. But they have responsibilities in the run game as well. Great job here, keeping it to no gain.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line. 2nd down and goal. They'll go with him again. And he gets this one down inside the 10, but it will set up 3rd and goal. This is the 8th play of this drive, and it's 3rd and goal. Now Prescott. He's got it at the 3. And he'll take it on in. Ferguson. Touchdown, Dallas. Now for the extra point. He's got it. And the Cowboys will tie things up at 7-7 here in the opening quarter. So back to level after the touchdown. And time for the kickoff. On the return, it's Kenneth Gainwell. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here comes the Philly offense now as they make their way back onto the field. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive. 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. To the outside, he's got Smith.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Throwing is Hurts. He's going to keep it himself. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield.
I love this call, Mike. 2nd down and short. One of the best downs in football to take a shot. Give credit to the defense. They were ready for it. But a nice job by the quarterback, realizing there was nothing downfield. Take off, turn it into a runner, pick up the 1st down.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. That's over the middle and intercepted. Picked up by Eric Hendricks.
So this is where an offensive play caller needs to come to the rescue of his quarterback. Because this defense, they're onto it. They've got 2 picks. They're starting to pick up on your tendencies. They're shifting guys over to counter them. Now you've got to add some wrinkles. Now you've got to throw them a curveball and try to shift back some of that advantage to your side of the ball.
The Cowboys offense getting set to get back to work. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with 1st down. From the shotgun, it's Dak. The open man is Tolbert. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. They face 2nd down and 7. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. That's over the middle, but it's incomplete.
There's a fine line between trusting your arm and having a little bit too much faith in your arm, right? I think this was one of those situations here, Mike, where there was nowhere to go with the ball. He tries to fit that one in there anyway, and he's lucky that it just falls incomplete.
To throw is Prescott. Rush comes. They're setting up the screen.
Like, I really didn't think this is much of a conversation on the plus side of the 50. I think you've got to keep your offense on the field, stay aggressive, and try to maintain possession. You get a field position like this, you want to make sure this drive ends with some sort of points.
Fourth down. Here's Dak. And he's going to be hit and taken down. They got him with a big-time rush, and it will lead to a turnover on downs.
So the key to this fourth down stop defensively was their ability to flush the quarterback out of the pocket. Anytime you can do that, you shrink the field, you limit the quarterback's options, and in this case, he can't find anyone, and ultimately, he goes down for a huge fourth down stop.
Here's first and 10. On the ground, it's Barkley to start the drive. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
This offense has to be thrilled, Mike, with the success they've had here on the ground in this opening quarter. Now as the rest of the game unfolds, everything in the game plan continues to open up.
A first down throw for Hurts. This one is caught by Dotson. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
The receiver thought he had a nice soft spot in that zone coverage, and he settles down to give a nice target to the quarterback. But the defense had eyes on him the entire time. Secure rally tackle prevents that from turning into a big play.
On second down, Barkley. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line.
What we're seeing here in this first half, Mike, is an example of the offensive line, the running back, and the play caller all on the same page. The execution and the ability to continue to pick up chunk plays on the ground has been a great start for this offense.
On first down, it's Hurts. That's to the right side, caught by Goddard. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
And this drive's going to continue. He's taken down, but they are set up with first and goal.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need, but really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Ball resting on the 9. First down and goal. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. That's caught. Saquon Barkley. to make sure he didn't get loose. Brought down around the 7.
All right, so there's really 3 areas that a modern NFL running back has to excel in. Number 1, the traditional handoffs. Number 2, you have to be excellent and reliable in pass protection. And maybe bigger than all of them, you have to be at least serviceable out of the backfield in the passing game.
Here's Hurts. He'll take this himself. And he will take it in himself. Jalen Hurts. Touchdown, Eagles. His second TD of the game, and this one gives his team the lead. And that is now a pair of rushing touchdowns. The quarterback giving it to them, Greg, with his legs in this one.
And we're starting to see, Mike, why this week this coaching staff told us they're encouraging this guy to do this more often. His ability to be a passer, but also a rusher, is an element to this offense that is hard for defenses to account for.
The extra point by Elliott is good. And the Eagles will move out to a 14-7 lead. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. This one fielded at the 15. A good return as he takes it across the 30. The Cowboys offense about ready to take over once more. They trail now 14-7 as they'll come up for 1st and 10. A shotgun snap for Prescott. Pass completed right side to Ferguson. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Here's a carry for Dowdle. And they bring this up to the 48-yard line, and that's a 1st down.
I think this 2nd down call, Mike, they were hoping that at worst they had themselves set up for a 3rd down and short. But there's no need for 3rd down. He was able to get enough on 2nd, and they get a fresh set of downs.
Stack's going to throw it here on 1st down. A pass. Caught by the veteran. That's Brandon Cooks. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a 1st down completion of 7 yards. Here's 2nd and 3 to go. Going back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage. And that is it.
The size, the speed, and the strength of this defensive tackle was on full display play, Mike. He defeats the block, strikes the ball carrier to the line of scrimmage. He's able to bring them down, keep it to no gain.
Gotta pick this one up on the ground. Good job on the ground to pick it up. Mark it out to 38, move those chains. First down. Pistol now for Prescott. Look at that. Stinging across his body and connected. Second time they've hooked up on this drive. This one good for 12 and a first down.
The thing that jumps out to me the most, Mike, is just how often the quarterback is able to throw the ball to his first read in the progression. So hats off to the play calling. Him and the quarterback seeing the game through the exact same set of eyes, and there is a lot of room to operate.
And he's close to another first down. He's got down just shy of the marker.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now in that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Pulled in by Vaughn. And the Cowboys are going to have a first and goal coming up. They try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
And what really stands out about this drive is the ability of the quarterback to really spread the ball around to multiple targets and put so much pressure on the defense, deciding who do they want to account for, because no matter who they try to take away, the quarterback's doing a nice job of finding the open man.
From the 1-yard line, first down and goal. Prescott again. And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Cowboys.
So when you find yourself this tight to the goal line, Mike, that offense becomes a lot more restricted in as far as how deep you can throw the ball. The field is wider than it is long, and I think the idea here is let's spread them out. Let's put all of our eligibles out there and let the quarterback get a really good picture where are the holes in the coverage, where are the one-on-one matchups that I like, and let's put this ball in the quarterback's hand, let him make a good decision, and in this case, it results in a touchdown.
Now, Aubrey for the extra point. He knocks it through. Cowboys will tie things up. We are all even at 14. We are all square, 14 apiece. The score as this one's away. To return is Kenneth Gainwell. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. Saquon Barkley and this Eagle offense set to take over again. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him. And your offensive line has had big opening after big opening and big numbers in this first half. From 25, they'll go to work. First and 10. Man in motion is Smith. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. That's caught left side by Goddard. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
I'm not sure what was the more difficult aspect of the play. Winning his route versus man coverage or catching this pass, because that quarterback, he put a little extra sauce on that one to get it there on time, and he's able to secure a really nice catch.
So Goddard, the tight end, comes in motion. They'll try to run here with Barkley. And he's going to have an Eagles first down. They are able to move the sticks. It's a gain of 4 on 3rd and inches.
I think everybody in the stadium saw that run coming, Mike, but good luck stopping it. I mean, all he really had to do was just fall forward, and it would be enough to pick up the first down.
So, from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Man in motion is Brown. They fake the jet sweep and give it up the middle. And a pickup of 3 or maybe 4. Trayvon Diggs in on the tackle. Here's 2nd and 6. They run the counter with Barkley. He'll take this ahead. It's a pickup of 3. The veteran Eric Hendricks on the stop. Third down, 3 to go. Now Hurts. That's taken in right side by Goddard. And he looks to be a bit short of the line. And that is going to bring up 4th down.
The initial reaction is, how does this quarterback not throw the ball past the first down line to gain to try to extend this drive? The reality is, because they've already decided they're going to go for it on 4th down.
They will get away from that one, and they're going to have tremendous field position. This ball hits and goes out of bounds. Here's Dak Prescott, and the Cowboy offense set to go again. And he has done everything you could ask of him coming into this one. Spreading around, hasn't taken many chances, and potentially on his way to a big game throwing the football. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Drive will start on the ground, and they'll manage to get this ahead for a pickup of 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. Prescott. To the left side, he's got Ferguson. And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
We'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
Now, Dowdle. A modest gain. Maybe 2 yards. It's second down. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
Here in the first half, we've seen nothing but connections from these two guys. I mean, they've come out completely on fire. So the defense finally gets to stop, and really the first time we've seen these guys be a little bit off.
The rush gets there. He goes down back inside the 5-yard line.
We're starting to see in these passing situations, Mike, this defensive line is starting to have their way against this group up front because right now, their pass protection is breaking down and his quarterback's paying the price for it.
The Cowboys get their special teams out on the field as he'll be staying just inside the back line of the end zone. That'll be returnable from the 35. And it's a good solid return as he takes it back up near midfield. The Eagles offense getting their final instructions before heading back onto the field. This one, everything we could have hoped for to this point. All even at 14, they'll start this drive with first down. Throwing is Hurts. He'll look underneath here for Barkley. And good yardage there after the catch to wind up with a gain of 7 on first down.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike. You never go broke taking a profit. Give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back, allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
Hurts working in the pistol. Looking right side. He's got a receiver. It's Smith. A gain there of 16 yards. First down, Philadelphia.
Similar to a tight end, the slot receiver is often considered the safety blanket. He makes all the difficult catches, tends to be a little bit more around the line of scrimmage, and so far today, he's certainly lived up to that reputation.
Hurts looking to throw on first down. Now he'll run it. And he's down at the 3. What a run.
The key coming into the game, anytime you're about to defend a quarterback like this, is it's not so much about rushing the quarterback for a sack as much as it is about rushing a quarterback to keep him in the pocket. He is more dangerous when he's able to escape. Keep the integrity of your rush lanes. Rush as a unit. You can see here, when you don't, he gets out of the pocket, and it's a big play.
From the shotgun, it's Hurts. And he's got another one. Philadelphia. So his big first half continues. 3 rushing touchdowns already. Maybe have to start looking at the record book, see if he can do it. The record in a game is 6. Elliott now for the extra point. He gets it to go, and the Eagles have broken the deadlock as they move out to a 21-14 lead. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. This one brought in at the 16-yard line. A very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. So now here are the Cowboys. Their offense ready to make their way back onto the field. A very good starting field position as they set up past the 40. So they come to the line for first down and 10. On the ground, it's Dowdle. And just a short pickup there to about the 44. Second down and 8. From the shotgun, it's Dak. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing third down.
It's rare to see an offense that finds themselves trailing and say, well, their quarterback's been actually one of their biggest bright spots. Usually that doesn't go hand in hand, so it's a little surprising to see him miss a throw like that on a day where he's completed passes at a highly efficient rate.
A short throw caught by Ferguson.
I think this is one of those plays that when the ball carrier watches this back in the film room tomorrow, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself. If he could just have made that one guy miss, he picks up the first down. Instead, he gets brought down short of the sticks. Now they got a fourth down decision to make.
And no chance for the run back here. This one's going to sail out of bounds. Jalen Hurts and the Philadelphia offense set to take over once more. And this defense has to be searching for answers right now. It's been his ability to make plays on the ground here in the first half that has really given them fits. On first down, it's Hurts. The open receiver is Dotson. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
So they have these rules for the receivers, Mike. They call them green grass rules. And the idea is if you're running across the field and you're looking at the quarterback, you're going to stay on the run. If you're not looking at the quarterback, that tells him, I'm going to sit in this soft zone. I'm going to, what they call, punch and pivot and stop. And that tells the quarterback to put the ball on your chest. That nonverbal communication between the receiver and the quarterback, recognizing when you're open, stay open, that's the stuff that makes a lot of these offenses so difficult to defend.
He'll stay on the ground with Barkley. He'll be taken down after a gain of 2. They'll come up on a 2nd down and 8. Now Hurts. A short throw taken in by Goddard. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
So the hope is, when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real big play they were hoping for, but they'll definitely take it.
3rd and short, and Hurts will throw. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. 12 yards on that hookup. Good for an Eagles first down. A pistol snap, back to Hurts. There's the tight end, Greg Packatera. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. He comes to the line now on 2nd and 2. Hurts will try it again. Now a screen set up for Barkley. And they'll pick up the first down, a gain of about 4.
There's this misconception out there, Mike, that in the NFL, you have to run the same amount of run plays as you do pass plays. But as you're seeing in this drive, you can fall on one side of that coin a little bit more as long as you're able to remain effective and efficient. So far, their passing game has dominated here early, and that last pickup leads to a first.
And he's going to have to eat this one. And down he goes.
Just a great individual effort. And when you have a guy that can win his one-on-one matchups, now it becomes less about who's blocking him and how do we block him. Expect the offense to make some adjustments because right now, one-on-one, this defender is going to win every time.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. So the Eagles will use their first time out here as the clock stops with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. Now Jalen Hurts on 2nd down. That'll be taken in by Barkley. And he'll be very close to a first down. Won't quite have enough, but now a much more advantageous spot.
So often sacks, especially on first down, can be drive killers. But their ability here to take this from second and long to third and short, they've got a really good opportunity here, Mike. If they don't get it on third, don't be surprised if they go for it on fourth.
And they'll throw here with Hurts. He'll try to run forward. And he will score again. Jalen Hurts. Touchdown, Eagles.
You hear coaches, you hear commentators, everybody talks about that middle four, Mike, the final 2 minutes of the second quarter and the first 2 minutes of the third quarter. Here they are now. They go down and they steal a late touchdown to end the half. Remember, they're going to get the ball first coming out of the break.
Elliott on now for the PAT. He's got it. And the Eagles have doubled their advantage. It is now 28-14 game. Very little time remaining in this first half as this kick is away. On the return, here's Turpin. Oh, he's got room past the 30. And a solid run back there. He'll get this out past the 30-yard line. They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for first and 10. Now Prescott. Oh, and he's going to go down. He could not get rid of it. And that's going to bring an end to this first half.
All right, Mike, we'll take it from there as we welcome everyone into our EA Sports Studios and our halftime report. We just watched a fine first half out of the mobile quarterback, that's Jalen Hurts. He absolutely could not be stopped on the ground. It seemed like every time he held onto the ball, he wound up in the end zone. Just an electrifying first half.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Both teams ready to get back at it as we get back underway here on EA Sports. Here's Gainwell to return. And he's brought down right at the 25-yard line. The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts getting set for their next possession. And this defense has really had their way so far, intercepting him twice, forced into a number of bad throws, and generally the D has just made it tough to operate all game long. They'll start on the ground with Barkley. And a nice run. Get him about 9. It'll bring up second down. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
At this point, it just gets frustrating for the defense, right? I mean, you've been watching this guy make big play after big play all game long, not only on the quarterback designed runs, but it's the scrambles that can really break the back of the defense, and we saw it again here.
First and 10. On the handoff, this is Barkley. And he'll get about 6 there, setting up second down. Hurts will work here from the pistol. Short pass taken in by the tight end. They get 12 yards on that pass. First down, Philadelphia.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch. But I can promise you, the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier. Seemed like the receiver might ran through like 5 different open zones, but once he found the one that he liked, where the quarterback was expecting him, you see him do a nice job throttling down, secures the catch, and he's able to pick up a nice game.
An enviable spot to operate from. Here's second and inches. Shotgun snap now to Hurts. And they're going to track him down. He couldn't find a receiver, and down he goes.
You can tell the quarterback has built a lot of confidence in his ability to make plays today with his feet. The defense has had a hard time keeping him in check, and this time, much better job in pursuit. Even though he was able to get outside the pocket, they were able to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
3rd and 6. Now it's Hurts. They try to hit him with a screen. The screen works for 10 yards and a first down.
The best time to call a screen is when the defense is anticipating pass. Allow that defensive front to rush the passer. Just get through the offensive line enough before you drop it to your back. Get out behind those big offensive linemen and pick up the first down.
Space getting tight here, down to the 13-yard line. They work 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Barkley. And he will score. Saquon Barkley. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
You can just see the comfort, Mike, that this offense continues to play with. The early momentum in the first half has carried here after the break, and you can see this group just slowly starting to pull away.
And I'm thinking, Greg, about the guys on the other side. You're waiting at halftime for that other offense, waiting to get back on the field. What happens? They come right out, extend the lead, and now the task gets a lot tougher for the second half. Here's Elliott for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Eagles will extend this third quarter lead. So following the score, here comes Elliott to kick this one away. A return coming from the 14. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The home team's offense ready to take over possession of the football. And look, they've been out of sorts throughout, Greg. They haven't had any answer for this pass rush all game.
Yeah, and it's really showing up in the sacks and also just in their ability to prevent any yards, any completions. This has just been a dominant pass defense performance here, and everything starts with the rush. The quarterback's uncomfortable. The clock gets sped up. He's got guys in his face. It's a lot easier to play defensive back in some of these coverage units when you know that ball's got to come out fast. And right now, they're teeing off and taking advantage of it.
On play action, here's Dak. This pass right side, caught by Lamb. 16 yards on the game, and a quick first down.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start.
Darius Slay, Mr. Big Play, with his hands right on the ball again.
He does a fantastic job, Mike, of not only locating the ball in the air, but then attacking it hands on hands. That's exactly something they work on every week in practice. Great job translating those drills into a live game.
This one caught off the stadium line. Backfield empties. 5 receivers in the formation for third down and 5. They'll throw again. Dak. He'll try and get there on the ground. 10 yards on the scramble there. He picks up the first down.
The defense decides to come with a blitz here on third down, and it's a little feast or famine. You're counting on getting home and getting to the quarterback. But give credit to the offensive line. Not only do they protect, they buy enough time for the quarterback to escape the pocket, turns himself into a runner, picks up the first down.
They'll run with Dowdle. And they'll take this down inside the 35.
Fighting yourself down here, multiple scores in the second half. The defense is going to give you some friendly run looks, so don't be afraid to mix it in there. But if you're going to find yourself coming back from this deficit, you're going to have to do it primarily through the air with just a little bit of mix of the run.
They'll stay on the ground. And he finds some space, tackled after a gain of 7 on first down. Second down and 3. Shotgun snap for Prescott. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
So after surrendering their 6th sack of the game, I looked down on the sideline, Mike, and found their offensive line coach. He grabbed his headset, removed it, and he slammed it on the ground. And truthfully, I don't blame him. His unit has been getting worked up front all day in pass protection.
So backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. That is caught at the 3. And he's in. Stevie Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas.
We were talking during the break, Mike. We felt that this was kind of a do-or-die drive. They felt like they needed to come away with a touchdown here, and now they're showing a little life.
Yeah, a little bit of belief, don't you think? Everyone on that field knows they've been a part of a comeback before. It's a pretty big mountain, but a good way to get started here to begin this half. On for the PAT is Aubrey. It's up and good. And the Cowboys back within a couple of scores. It's 35-21. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. Here's Gainwell to return. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Eagles offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with a way to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those into big plays. A first set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. Hurts delivers it quick to Brown. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield, even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
He'll bring this to the 40. That's good enough to move those chains. It's a first down. Once again, it's Barkley. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
Hurts gonna hold on to this one. And he's not gonna get away. They'll knock him back to his own territory. They get him on the other side of midfield.
Oftentimes, the more success you have as a quarterback keeping the ball, the more attention that you're going to get from the defense. And I think that's exactly the case here. They've been burned a few times by this guy already today, but this time they were ready for him.
A second down throw for Hurts. And they get to him and finally bring him down. It will go down as a sack.
If there's any silver lining for this drive, Mike, it's the fact that at least this sack occurred on an early down. So I guess technically they have a chance to claw themselves out of this hole, but that's the third sack of the game. This defense doesn't show any signs of slowing down.
Work to do following the sack. It is third and long. From the shotgun, it's Hurts. He's going right out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
I'm always curious how defenses come back on the field after allowing a touchdown on the previous possession, and so far I'm liking what I see. There's no heads being held low. There's no dwelling and thinking back to that last drive. They've come out and completely dominated this next possession.
Here comes the Eagles punt team. He's on for the second time. They'll try to get something inside the 10. And no return for the count. It's a touchback and come out to the 20-yard line. The home team's offense and running back Rico Dowdle getting set for this next drive. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. From the shotgun, it's Dak. Open man, downfield, it's CeeDee Lamb. A great connection there. They're going to bring it down inside the 35-yard line.
Mike, what we're seeing play out across the NFL is that if offensively it requires you to go the length of the field in a long, methodical drive, your chances of coming away with points continue to go down the more you snap the ball. You have to be able to generate shot plays, pick up big explosive chunks, because when you do, your ability to score points typically tends to follow.
A first down throw for Prescott. He's down at the 7. And they're going to get this all the way down inside the 5.
Well, they certainly aren't wasting any time marching down the field. I mean, you only need one hand to count how many plays they've run, and yet they find themselves 1st and goal inside the low red zone.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. 1st down and goal. It is brought into the end zone. Touchdown, Cowboys. 2 touchdowns for him now in the afternoon. That is yet another touchdown pass. What a game he is having, throwing his 4th touchdown score of the game.
It's one thing, Mike, to throw 4 touchdowns, but it's really the ease in which he's carved this defense up that has stood out the most. The defense has had no answers for this passing game, and he has just completely had his way with this group.
Aubrey now for the extra point. The kick is good. Cowboys back within 7. It's 35-28. So now, after the touchdown, out is Aubrey to kick this one away. Here's Gainwell to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The visitors' offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he's had it going in the first half. Really had his way with the secondary. They have been powerless to stop him. Now they're trying to keep it going. They'll come up here. 1st and 10. And in motion is Brown. They show jet sweep and instead run it up the middle. And he'll bring this across the the 30-yard line. It's a pickup of 4. Here's a 2nd and 6. They send the receiver in motion left. And that won't get a whole lot. Maybe a yard. That's it. Here's a 3rd down and 4. Here's Hurts. Taking off. He's trying to get there.
Great reaction by the defense. At first, Mike, it looked like there was enough room out there for the quarterback to pick this one up himself, but they were able to rally to the ball, and I think the officials are going to mark him just short.
Here comes the Eagles punt team. To return, it is taken. And it'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. There's CeeDee Lamb heading back out there with the rest of his Cowboys teammates. And he was unguardable in the first half. You see the numbers as they try to add to those here in the 3rd quarter. From 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. Prescott now. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete. Try again. It's 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Prescott on 2nd and 10. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. Here now, 3rd and 5. Here's Prescott. He's going to run it.
Really nice job here, not only avoiding the rush on 3rd down, but quickly finding that crease, get downfield, and he's able to pick up 1st down.
Ball out to the 35-yard line as they come up for 1st and 10. Here's the carry for Dowdle. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. Prescott. Open man. That's the veteran and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
Really nice job here by the quarterback, understanding what did he need to pick up a fresh set of downs. In this case, that underneath drag route was all it took. Get the ball into the hands of your receiver, pick up a first down.
Dak going to throw it here on first down. It's going to be pulled in by Dowdle. And he can't get away. They rally with the football on defense and bring him down for no gain.
I think the days where cornerbacks are either unwilling or unable to be involved in the run game, I think those days are over, Mike. I think when you look around the landscape of today's NFL, yes, you have to cover, but you also have to be able to come up and tackle.
They'll try the right side this time. And he is not going to get away. Might have got the yard, but it will set up third down. Now, Prescott. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
This has been a masterful game plan defensively. I mean, not only have they found their mismatches and been able to exploit them, it's led to 7 sacks so far. I mean, even when the offense seems to make an adjustment, Mike, the defense just still seems to be one step ahead of them.
Cowboys special teams unit heads out for the punt. As he's on for the 5th time this afternoon. The Eagles offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And you get a look at the numbers, they don't even tell the whole story. This has been a tremendous performance to this point. The drive begins at the 20. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Hurts. He'll take this himself. And this will gain a couple of yards up to the 22-yard line.
Nice job by the defense. They had that one well read from the beginning, Mike. Someone's responsible for the running back, but the key here was the defender responsible for the quarterback. Stays with him, keeps him to a short game.
On 2nd down, Barkley. And he'll take this ahead for a gain of about 5. And here comes 3rd down. So no shortage of offense in this one as we end the 3rd. Back with more after the break. You're tuned in to the NFL on EA Sports. This crowd into it now as we get to the 3rd down. Hurts. And this is going to be incomplete. Great work there, making things difficult defensively. It will set up a 4th
is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
This one fielded out beyond the 25. Cowboys offense getting things in order as they trot out for this next possession. They trail here by a touchdown as this drive will start with the first down. And that'll be a pickup of 3. Second and 7. Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And he'll get close to the marker. A nice run. Probably a yard short of that first down.
Very positive returns on that run. I mean, really, the only thing not to like is that they weren't able to move the chains. But you know what? The way he ran there, I think they go right back to him and see if he has even a bigger carry in him.
Third and short. Prescott. It's a gain of 10 yards. That's good for a Dallas first down.
And this is a tricky part of the game for any defense. You find yourself protecting a late lead, and the age-old question is, do you remain aggressive? Do you try to just keep the ball from being thrown over your head and make everything be tackled and played in front of you? That's what every defensive coordinator struggles with, so they can't get too soft here as they try to hold on to this lead here late.
Taking off. Can't beat those legs. 13-yard pickup. A scramble leads to a first down.
We've seen this quarterback have some effective plays with his legs all game today, Mike. He knows when to stay in there and look to pass, but he also knows when it's time to tuck it and go, and he's able to pick up good yardage there.
Now, Dowdle. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman, sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
Second down. Prescott. A short throw caught by Ferguson. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down. Here's Dak to throw. This offensive line just has no answers right now. It's another sack.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
So, pressure kick coming now for Brandon Aubrey. This to get the deficit down inside of a touchdown. This one has plenty of legs, and it is good. Well, every bit helps as they draw just a little bit closer.
Wow, what a big kick there. I mean, just looking down, anytime the kicker is lined up on the other side of the 50, you think, there's no way this ball's going to get there, Mike. But listen, he's got a big leg. This one, he strikes absolutely perfect. That was good off the foot.
Back out is Brandon Aubrey. He had the field goal a moment ago, and now he'll send this one away. Britton Covey now on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. So now, out comes the offense, led by their quarterback as they take over once again. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, here's Hurts. The open receiver is Dotson. They'll get him up 4 here as he is taken down. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll run. It's Barkley. And this is going to be an Eagles first down as he gets this up to the 40-yard line.
2nd down at these distances, Mike, you pretty much anticipate a pass, and I think that's what the defense was lined up thinking. In this case, they leave a little too much room on the ground, and the offense is able to pick up a first down.
On 1st down, it's Hurts. It's slashed into the hands of Smith. He's close to a first down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down. Second and a yard. All right up the middle with Barkley. And he'll take this one forward for about 3. And that's a first down.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. 2nd and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. This one is caught by Dotson. And he'll be taken down, but they are in business inside the 30-yard line.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just hand off right, hand off left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out.
And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line.
It's like a textbook, methodical, efficient NFL drive. 4 for 4 throwing the ball, mixing in some run. You're just marching the ball downfield at your will, and they get a fresh set of downs now to see if they can convert this nice drive into some points.
A first down throw for Hurts. And go right back to Goddard. He's got it again. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down.
And this is where the versatility of the tight end position really starts coming into play. Not only do they have to line up with their hand on the ground, but they can occasionally split out in the slot. And man, they're too fast for linebackers, and a lot of times they're too big for defensive backs.
And they got the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off by Trayvon Diggs.
Follow this play away. If they're able to hold on and pull this game in, we're going to look back on this as the pivotal moment of this game. Oftentimes, it takes that one big moment to sway the outcome of a game, and no bigger play than a pick deep inside your own red zone.
The Cowboys offense and CD Lamb set to take over once more. It's trailed by 4. Touchdown gives them the lead. Drive begins with 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Dowdle. And he'll find some space, taking it for 6 out to the 26-yard line. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4. Operating from the gun, here's Dak. The open man is Tolbert. And they'll bring him down, but not until he gets to the 38-yard line.
As this game continues to come down to the wire, Mike, it just reminds us, this is where quarterbacks earn their keep. You are judged by how you play in these critical moments. In 4th quarter, down a score, it doesn't get much bigger than this.
So, 1st and 10 here now at the 38. They'll turn and hand this one off. The hole closes quickly. They'll pick up about 3. They face 2nd down and 7. A shotgun snap for Prescott. Routes another catch for his favorite target. It's a gain there of 26 yards.
Doing a nice job there to move the chains early in this drive, but now as they approach midfield, continue to keep your foot on the gas. Don't get conservative. Don't start sitting on the ball. Cross midfield and go. Anytime you find yourself on your opponent's side of the field, you have to be thinking points.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Now Prescott. And a good effort there defensively. It's knocked away and incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
And that ball In and out of his hands. It is incomplete. Might tell you after the game he should have come up with that one. He doesn't. And now third down comes up. He was looking for Brandon Cooks with that pass. And it'll be third down. To the air again. Prescott. And he's going to go down yet again. He has been under fire all game long.
I see a lot of tired legs out there on both sides of the field, Mike. Looks like this pass rush has found a little bit of a second wind. They come away with a big-time sack, and it brings up fourth down.
So, pressure kick coming now for Brandon Aubrey. This to get back within a field goal. And he has missed this one. No good. And the deficit will stay right where it is.
You know, the hardest part about these missed kicks, Mike, is for all the guys that work so hard to put the ball in position to come away with points. You kind of trot off the field. You're hoping that next possession has a different result.
The visitors' offense and running back Saquon Barkley heading back on the field. And it's hard to believe he can run the ball a whole lot better than he has. The vision, the cutback ability, the acceleration, the stats. It has all been on display throughout. On first down, it's Hurts. That's a short one. Up by Goddard. And it'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
It's not the big play that they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
Running from the pistol with Barkley. And the defense there to meet him. They'll hold him to 2 and bring up third down. Hurts working in the pistol. He'll try to run for it.
Here you are at the end of the game. You need a stop. You find yourself trailing. You have everybody covered, and the quarterback gets loose. Those are the plays that just kill a defensive coordinator. You're about to force a punt, about to get the ball back to your offense. Give credit to the quarterback. He made a play when they needed it.
They're running here with Saquon. Able to break the tackle as he powers forward 4 yards. Here's second and 9. They'll stay on the ground with Barkley. He'll turn this into a gain of about 4. It's going to lead to the third down. from the shotgun. It's Hurts. He's got this one complete to Goddard. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down.
At this point in the game, Mike, it really starts coming down to the number of possessions. So that's a huge first down conversion. Fresh set of downs. Now, the balance is stay aggressive and maintain the ball, but also start working this clock.
Here's Barkley. Good blocking to the 15. And he's going to be taken down.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
An opportunity for what could be a game-sealing touchdown right here. First down and goal. A shotgun snap now to Hurts. That's going to be incomplete. They cannot hook up there. And that takes us to the 2-minute warning. Try it again here from the 7-yard line. Second down and goal. Here's a handoff to Barkley running left. Stop at the 6. And that sets up third and goal. They'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. That is great work there, making things difficult defensively. It'll set up a fourth down.
He's got to find a way to hold on to that one. I mean, you're right on the doorstep of the end zone. And listen, I understand that hit is coming. But guess what? That hit's coming whether you catch it or not. And you get paid to make the difficult catches. And I would classify that one as tough, but you got to make that catch. Give your team a chance to come away with this drive with some points. Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
And back to work goes Elliott after making the field goal. He'll send this one away. Short kick taken just inside the 20. A very good field position to start as the return is past the 40. The Cowboys offense and Dak Prescott set to take over again. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been successful. He just processes things so quickly, making the right read seemingly every time. Here's first and 10. From the shotgun, it's Dak. Left side, caught by Lamb. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. second down. Prescott. And that's a veteran quarterback doing what veterans do. Don't take the extra hit. Got the first down, get down. The drive continues. Prescott now. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up second down.
All right, so this is why you get paid the big bucks. These are the possessions as a quarterback you need to deliver for your team. Everybody talks about 2 minute. Everybody drills it every single week. But when it comes down to this moment in the game, your quarterback needs to be on point. And after that first down incompletion, it just makes things that much harder. You know, Mike, nice job here by the quarterback, just understanding on these early downs, you just don't want to go backwards. So he's able to avoid the negative play, pick up a little bit, and mostly avoid the sack.
The game hanging in the balance and a critical third down. That is incomplete. Here we go. They're down to what could be their final play. It's fourth down.
They desperately needed that one, Mike. Down here late, they've only got a few remaining snaps to go, and it puts all of the pressure of the game now on fourth down. Let's see what play call they have in a gotta-have-it situation. And right now, this quarterback needs to make his best throw in the biggest moment of the game.
Terrific play all the way around, finished off by the receiver, who not only made the grab, but turned it up and takes it into the end zone.
And that's the tricky part, Mike, that transition from receiver to runner. And in this case, he does it flawlessly. Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then get upfield and get yourself in the end zone.
So they're not level yet. A critical extra point attempt to follow. The extra point is good. A big one as we are tied late in this football game. We are in the final minute of what is now a tie game as we are set for the kickoff. For the return, here comes Britton Covey. Now an opening at the 30. Good return here. Brings it up to the 33-yard line. Saquon Barkley and this Eagle offense set to take over again. This game all even now following that touchdown a moment ago. They'll look to retake the lead on this drive. It starts with first down. Now Hurts. He's going to keep it himself. So the Eagles will use their first timeout here. The clock will stop with an even 20 seconds to go. Here's second down and 3. Hurts. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a third down. A pistol snap back to Hurts. That one caught by Smith. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. This offense still has the one timeout to use. First and 10 coming up now. To throw is Hurts. Now a screen set up for Barkley. Good looking screenplay there. A gain of 11 and a first down.
Big time throw there, sets them up really nicely. They find themselves well in field goal range for a potential game-winning field goal try. Under a minute, all they got to do is just keep working the clock, get as close as they can, setting that kicker out there and see if he can make that kick.
Cowboys going to use their third and final timeout. So now, Jake Elliott, an important kick coming up. This to win the game. This kick is good. And that very likely will be a game winner.
And that's just got to be a great feeling over on that sideline, Mike. I mean, an excellent job by this offense to give yourself a chance to win it. And then this kick. I mean, what's left to be said? It was never in doubt, and it's going to lead this team to a victory.
Just 1 second, all that remains in the football game as the kick is away. On the return, here's Turpin. And it'll be taken down, and that is going to do it. Oh, the comeback falls short. Time runs out. This game is over. So it's a win here for the visiting Eagles. They get themselves into field goal range for one final shot. The kicker delivers. They avoid overtime and come away with a 3-point victory. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. So long, everybody.